What if change is simply life's way of dissolving the illusion that actually keeps us away from our true essence? What if resistance to change is just the ego's way of fighting for survival? And transformation begins when we stop identifying with that resistance. Hi, I'm Addie, and today we will be exploring how transformation happens not when we control change, but when we dissolve our identifications with the stories we keep telling ourselves. This is not just about positive thinking. This is about awakening to what you truly are beneath all that mental noise. Your ego, that voice inside of your head that thinks it's you, it's so terrified of change because change threatens its very existence. Your ego is nothing more than a collection of thoughts, stories, and identifications. The ego would say things like, I'm this kind of person, my life needs to look like this, or I can't do that. When change comes, the ego immediately creates resistance because it senses its own disillusion. It starts flooding you with thoughts like, this shouldn't be happening, I cannot survive this, everything is falling apart. But here is the profound truth. You are not the ego. You are the awareness that observes these thoughts when they come up. The moment you recognize that the voice resisting change is not your true self, something shifts. You begin to see what you thought was you being threatened is actually just mental patterns trying to stay alive. Real transformation happens when you step out of the mind story about change and into the present moment. Right now, in this moment, are you actually in danger? Or is the suffering coming from thoughts about what happened, what might happen, and what should be different? When I lost my daughter, my mind created endless stories. I had thoughts that said life is so unfair, this shouldn't have never happened, and things should have turned out differently. These types of thoughts created more suffering on top of something that was already so painful. But in the moments where I dropped into pure presence, feeling my breath, sensing my body, and connecting with the aliveness within me, I was able to discover something profound. Beneath all the mental noise, there was an essence that change could never touch. This is who you really are, not the person with the story, but the consciousness experiencing the story. The most liberating realization when facing change is this: the person you think is being changed doesn't actually exist the way you think. You are not your circumstances, you are not your past, you are not even your emotions about what's happening. You are the space in which all experiences arise and then pass away. When I stopped identifying myself with the woman who lost her baby and recognized myself as the awareness witnessing grief, something remarkable happened. The grief was still there, but it no longer defined me. This doesn't mean becoming detached or emotionless about experiences in your life. It means recognizing that they are temporary experiences moving through the permanent field of your consciousness. From this perspective, change becomes less threatening because you realize there's nothing substantial to be threatened. When you stop resisting what is, you open yourself to a deeper intelligence that orchestrates life beyond your ego's comprehension. This doesn't mean becoming passive, it means aligning with life's deeper movement rather than fighting against it. In my darkest moments, when I stopped asking, why me? And I started asking, what is this moment asking of me? I discovered that even profound loss carries sacred purpose. My daughter's brief presence awakened something within me that no amount of positive experiences could have touched. She dissolved illusions that I didn't even know I was carrying. This is what spiritual transformation looks like. Not getting what the ego wants, but awakening to what the soul recognizes necessary for its own evolution. When you embrace change as life's way of dissolving what's false and revealing what's true, even the most challenging experiences become gateways to deeper awakening. Here's how to practice this awakening daily. 1. Notice the voice. When change triggers resistance, ask who is resisting. You'll discover it's always the ego and never your true self. 2. Return to now. In this very moment, without your story about it, what is your actual experience? Usually, it's much simpler than the mind makes it. Feel the aliveness. Beneath all thoughts and emotions, sense the aliveness that you are. This is what remains constant through all change. Transformation isn't about changing who you are, it's about awakening to who you truly are beyond all life's changes. You are the unchanging awareness in which all change happens. When you know this deeply, you become fearless in the face of any transformation. Now, please share with me in the comments what identity or story is change asking you to let go of. Remember, you are not who you think you are infinitely more. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this.